While you're talking about good governance, we're also looking at another issue here during the week, as we know the Independent National Electoral Commission deregistered 74 political parties, and we were left with about 18 political parties there. Now, a lot of people have commended the gestures, saying that it came at the right time, but others are saying that why didn't the registration occur before the election and not after the election? So I'll start with you, Ziggy.
My grounds with that is, their reasons was that they did not meet up the requirement.
Yeah.
The documentation requirements, and I said,
no documentation requirement.
Why were they even set up in the? Why were they allowed to float a party?
91 parties.
91 parties. And don't forget that thing cost this country a fortune.
Oh yes.
To conduct an election that accommodated 91 parties. You see how lengthy the paper is. Yeah. To actually accommodate all the parties that were in existence. Why was it allowed in the first place? Was there no provision to say no, join other parties? Or was there no provision to say no, we can't register you? It is similar to this Okada thing. Because somebody will bring in money, wanting to do something, and you know too well, full well, that this thing wouldn't work. But because of your interest, personal interest, you allowed it to happen, only for you to jettison that idea in a very short while. Do you get it? The INEC umpire shouldn't have registered parties in addition to other parties we had building up to the elections, only for them to reprobate and said these parties didn't meet up, whatever, and deregulate them. We've gone against this. There were a lot of negativities about this, and we said, why registering? I've never seen a country like Nigeria that will have 91 political parties. I mean, it is unheard of.
Okay, let's quickly hear from Dr. Dyer. Do you still feel the same way with Ziggy?
Yes and no. Yes and no.
Okay.
Because number one, yeah, they registered 91 political parties and all that. Probably they were trying to look at the departure from what it used to be. Let us see how this is going to be.
Okay,
because either we like it or not, we are in a learning process.
Okay.
And to a very large extent, there are rules and regulations towards how to register a particular party. And at that point, they were registering. INEC find out that, okay, yeah, you met the condition, get registered. But it is a pity. It is a pity that those people that were registering parties, they were giving fake documents to INEC, and there is no how.
Is it my responsibility to find out?
Wait now, and there is little or nothing at that point.
Well, you're saying that INEC couldn't have found that they gave them fake documents.
For instance, let me give you an instance. Somebody that is already aware that INEC will be coming to a particular office to inspect. They will put people there now, and when INEC gets there, they will meet people there. I mean, INEC leaves the place, they remove those people that are there. There are a lot of parties like that are just for 2 people.
But don't you think that
they registered in the first place?
To have gone thorough on and done a call check.
That is verification.
Listen, and that is why I said initially that we are in a learning process.
That will cost us fortunes.
20 years.
Yes, that will cost us fortunes.
But then sometimes
in the first century Nigeria,
sometimes there is nothing you can do as regards that.
But don't you think if we continue with that same mandate, then we won't be able to learn?
Listen, yes, it's not based on that. It's not based on that. The INEC now look at it, okay, because of this, I got to register you.
But before the 2019 elections, they had 4 years to prepare for it.
That's 18, even for me, even the 18 is still much. I still wanted to resist it the more. Because even when you look at all of them, what philosophy are they portraying?
Ideology.
Which ideology are they have? Where are they coming from? Look at what happened in America recent. I was following that thing totally. There was a particular senator who is also a Republican, who is also a Republican, he said, no, on this particular charge, I will vote against you. But on this particular charge, I will vote for you. And he did. And that is somebody who believes in his ideology. Okay?
All right.
Now look at every other person. They said, no, this is our party. This is our, we don't want anybody to disgrace us. This is an, and they all voted for him en masse. Unlike the other people too, the same thing. When are we going to have that in Nigeria? Okay, let's quickly hear from Emeka Madunagu.
Yeah, for me, I think INEC should not make light of the sacrifices of people like Chief Odumegwu Ojukwu, the late Odumegwu Ojukwu, Chief Gani Faemi, you know, and others who fought seriously in 2003 to the Supreme Court to get INEC to allow people to form political parties. They should not make light of these things. INEC must put his house in order. INEC has been failing in so many areas. The incompetence in INEC, it cries to high heavens. You saw what happened in the Imo State election. That INEC did not bring authentic results, and so the Supreme Court had to now rely on results, you know, whose origin still remains steeped in controversy. INEC must put his house in order. You cannot just, after people have spent money, gone around for mobilization. I know some of those parties whose operating young people, dynamic young Nigerians, who went around on social media, on the streets, in various places, mobilizing people, spent a lot of money, and they just wake up and say, because they didn't win elections, and then you deregister. So
you're saying it's because they didn't win elections and not because of their fake documents?
No, of course, they were quoting Section 225 of the Constitution.
But that's the Constitution.
But you see, we've seen how the National Assembly has gone about amending the Constitution, not in the interest of the people. So you still have a lot of things, a lot of anomalies that need to be dealt with in the amended Electoral Act. For me, it should go beyond just winning elections to what my colleague said about ideology. We should begin to push ideology-based politics, because it is this win election at all costs. That's let us, put us in this mess. So anybody who can muster thought, muster enough weapons and violence, and can win election by, as much foul means as possible, gets into office. But what about the ideology? Are they in touch with the people? Are they really there to serve the interests of the people? Politics has now become a trade, a business.
An enterprise. Someone's enterprise.
The interests of the people are not being protected, taken care of. So we need ideology-based parties. And I hope we will even get to the point of independent candidacy and then electronic voting, e-voting, so that, you see, some of these votes that people just manufacture from different places, through electronic means, we'll be able to deal finally with rigging. We may not eradicate it totally, but at least bring it to the barest.
To be minimized.
We need people who will go into a public office to serve the interests of the people. Nigerians go on the streets. Nigerians are tired of all these cash and carry politicians who are just there to loot the treasury, to appropriate heavy salaries to themselves, to milk the people. Nigerians are tired of them. Nigerians know they identify people, young people, serious people who can lead them. But the unfortunate thing is that many of these people don't have money. They don't have the logistics. A lot of these people are decent people who cannot go hiring thugs, arming people to shoot fellow humans because they want to get into power. But we are being cheated. And I hope a day will come when we will have such leaders in this country. People who are actually in touch with the people. I hope somehow something will happen to bring that paradigm shift, that change, that radical change. We want leaders who are ready to serve. We hear about these things in other countries. And these people are on earth. They are not in some celestial space. They are on earth. A lot of things are wrong with this country. Why? Because we have people who are not in touch with the realities on the ground. They are not in touch with what the market woman is facing. They are not in touch with what the students are facing. And so we need a radical change in even our political philosophy.
Then we need a social orientation from the people, because most times we are complicit in this.
Yes.
Now we complain now. In the next coming election, what you do is the moment they dangle 10 naira before you, you now honor and forget all the sufferings you've passed through in the past. We need these social orientations, a situation where you'll be able to refuse whatever thing is put before you in order to get the most qualified person.